Right, so recently, Get Away from the Screens did a 100 subscriber giveaway, and I won it. Woo! Really funny channel, worth check out. Go and the link's down in the description. I'll put the thingy up there as well. That'll appear now. Yeah, just a funny guy who takes his kids out into the woods and abuses them. Calls one sheephead. They're quite funny. Anyway, so I'm going to have a test out of the prize that he sent me, along with a really funny note. So I'll get back to you. Right, so here are some of the things that Nobby's made in his child sweatshop. We've got a little mess burner, and then we've got another little mess burner with little holes around there. These are all made by his kids. So this one's a bottle. So it was a bottle like that. Apparently it was a spray bottle for barbers off of Amazon. But that's like a really decent size. And you can put something straight on top of it. As long as it doesn't topple over, as long as it's balanced, and you sit it somewhere pretty good, you can put a cup on that. And that's all you got to carry, which is pretty cool. And then we've got the non-alcoholic, is it ginger beer? Don't know. Penny stove. So they're all full up. That's full up with cotton wool. So you stick a penny on, you fill it up with mess, stick your penny on there, and then the burner around the outside is the bit that does the heating up. Dead simple to make. Did actually see a modification on this where they polished this up and used it as a parabolic mirror as well for firelighting, which is actually quite a good idea, and that weighs like 3 grams or something stupid. Okay. And then I saw 0 pence at the weekend, and he's made this from a stainless steel mug. So he's got and inside there it's the wick out of a paraffin heater. So yeah, so I'll light them all up. We'll just have a little look. I'll stick my cup on the top and see what they boil like. Obviously this one hasn't got a trivet, but we'll still fire it up. Right, so we just have to switch the lenses. Prime lens in it. Right, put a little bit of mess in there. Let that soak up, and then we'll splash a little bit on the side as well. And then, because I'm a proper bushcrafter, pretty good for stability. Save wasting fuel. Stick a lid on there as well. Nice and stable as well. That's good. They're starting to heat up. So yeah. Liking that one? Yeah, so I also have a letter from Nobby which says, which is here. Look, he can write and everything, unless the kids did it, I'm not sure. But it says, thanks for supporting our channel and we hope the stoves work out well for you. If they do blow up in your face, please remember I'm too pretty for jail. All the best, Nobby and the kids. Which really made me chuckle. And to be honest, he's not that pretty. So, we get a bit on the stick. Like the stick. Like the mess. Right, so this is the second stove. So this is the 0p one, this is the step away from the screens one. So we'll stick that on there. So this one's stainless steel. This one's tomato soup and probably a tuna tin, I'm not 100% sure. Check out their channel, they will probably tell you. Yeah, so that one's burning nicely. Looks good because that's a stand and everything all in one. As with most of these mess burners, just leave them to burn out for themselves, because otherwise they're just going to make your bag stink when all the mess leaks out. But decent burn time, and it only had like a splash in them. And now for the penny stoves. Still a bit there that isn't. Okay. Yeah, so this is the one you've got holes around the edge, whoops, holes around the edge, and then it's a bottle. I would assume there's some lagging in there, but I don't know because I've not lit it. But this one I like. It's probably the smallest, but it's also probably the most wonky as well. So it's more likely to tip over, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is dig it into the ground nicely. Yeah, so this little chappy, yeah, right, it just takes a lot of fuel. I may not be doing it right, but very hard to make it burn dry as well because it just goes out, and there's still loads of mess in it. So, not my favourite. These ones, bloody brilliant. I'm really impressed with them because the wick keeps going, and that also makes a stand. So that's pretty cool. And this one, not a lot of success with, which is annoying because I had this working really well the other weekend with my other microphone, but I forgot to turn the microphone on, and all the footage was just rubbish. So, thank you, Nobby. Well done on your subscriber giveaway, and all the subscribers you've got. And hope you keep going and keep the lads interested and prize them away from their blooming PlayStations. On for a Kenko coffee today. Since all of it tastes naff, and I've brought my stirring stick with me. To help me build up my immunity. Right, so the stick is now sterilised, and I can use it to, because it's been in the hot water, I can use it to stir my coffee now. There you go, sorted. Right, so a Pathfinder school pot, so you've got a lid on the top, a few holes in there for straining stuff, nice little bell handles. It's a decent size. You can crush up and get a ration pack in it if you want to. This is just some random stainless steel bottle I got off thing at AliExpress. I don't need any water now, so I'll tip that because there's no point carrying it. I've added on some of these loops so I can hang it over a fire if I want. And if I peel this back, I've also got a titanium windshield in there. That sits in there. And this is a fishing thing actually, for keeping fish's mouths open when you're getting big hooks out, massive fish. But someone decided to use them for bushcraft. And this has also got the point so you can hang this pot up, so quite a nice little setup. So I made this leather doodad. So I fold that bail arm down, that sits in the bottom, fold the bail arms in, turn around, squash it all in. Come on, you can do it, get in there, get in there. Like that. Squash it all down, wash, like that. Bottle sits in there, this clips back together, like that. That'll sit in there. The popper just goes behind there, and then the popper goes on. Kiss it on there, like that. So you've got your lid, can't fall out, the cup, shove that down. Then you can also stick it on your belt if you want to. So there you go. I'm sure some of you have seen it before, but also guys, I don't know if you remember, like last August there was a load of Kickstarter stuff on Facebook about an Apricoat. I got one. So there you go, there's the logo there. So I ordered it in August, thinking, oh, I should have it for the winter, because obviously manky rainy weather. It didn't come in the winter, so I thought, oh, I might get it for my winter skills training that I did in January, February. They didn't come then, and it came just after. So I've been wearing it quite a lot, testing out the waterproofness of it. Decently waterproof. Let me show you its features. DWD, which is differential weight distribution, into pocket, climate shell, and hydro back. Apricoat. Right, so it's a fully waterproof zips. So you've got the zip there, the zip there. So you've got two pockets there, another pocket on your arm there. You've got a pocket here for a SOS device if you're skiing or whatever. There's another little secret pocket just in there, you can see that. So that's all pretty good. Then you've got the cuffs. I actually quite like these cuffs. Right, so you've got a cuff there so you can seal it off. If it's windy, you can pull your arm back a bit. And it's got like these gloved inner sleeve bits. So you can just, so it's like a thin kind of material. Yeah, so you can have one like that. Here's the other one. So it just gives you an extra bit of warmth. Right, then back to this pocket. There's a hole in the top there, which reaches through to the middle. So you can have your headphones. So you can have your phone in this pocket and your headphones coming through. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Now all of the pockets. So this is like one for your passport, a whistle, an ID one or driver license, one for a torch, one for a charger, This side we've got a multi-tool and then just random other pockets. You could have that. Sunglasses, keys, and then right in the middle of the back there's also a pocket for a first aid kit, which I thought was pretty smart. So it's all lined with this very light fleece material. It was supposed to be a reflective silver, but I reckon that would have been really sweaty. The other thing that was supposed to come with was a harness. So it was like this webbing went right around the back, and there was a loop there and a loop there, and you could clip a harness onto you. But if someone could throw a rope down, you wrap the rope around you. I didn't see the point of it. Right, off to the hood. The hood is probably about the only disappointing bit, that they actually made it a zip hood, because that's just asking for water ingress. So talking about the hood itself, it doesn't really show up very easy because it's black. It could have done with a puller on the back here, so if you're wearing a helmet or something and if the wind catches it, but all you got is a toggle each side. So the hood is a bit of a disappointment. And then inside here, it redeems itself by having an air pillow. So you can just open that valve, blow it up, and then just lay down on the floor and that will support your head, which is actually a pretty good idea, because the amount of times you go camping, forget your pillow. But just for like having your lunch or something and just lay down and get 5 minutes. And then there's a zip, a secret zip right around inside there, and inside there there's also a face mask as well if you want to properly lay down. And then the other thing that I quite like is there's a zip just underneath that shoulder strap there, and in there is a loop for a hydro bag, so you'll get a good 2 litre Camelback in there. That's the end of the zip. Yes, you get your Camelback in there, that threads up through here, and there's a tie on the back of your hood, so you've got it coming over your pocket. The only disadvantage I see with that is if you've got a backpack on, but then you just put your hydro pack, your Camelback in your backpack anyway. So if you're just going out for a little day hike or something, it's pretty good. But it's a smart jacket as well. I was also toggles under here as well, so we can tighten all that up. But I've been out in the peeing rain with it and it's been absolutely fine. I did find it was quite a warm day and I did get quite sweaty, but that's probably because of the fleece lining. But, so I think this cost me, it was $119 plus another $10 postage. So I think it cost me about 80 quid, 85 quid, and then I had some customs charges on it as well. But I'm quite impressed with it, and I'm always wearing outdoor jackets anyway with the nature of my job, so not something I'd trust in front of a fire. This is definitely a hiking outdoor jacket, definitely not a bushcrafty type thing, so I do keep this pretty separate. Having 2 lots of gear is a nightmare. So if you're out on the hills, you're going lightweight, Gore-Tex, all the nice stuff. If you're doing bushcraft, you want heavy duty, abusable kit. And I do get a lot of people kind of contradicting me. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Lavu video where I've got the steel tube. So I've got a steel tube, bury a steel tube in the ground, and it makes a reverse Dakota fire pit. Interesting, really works well. And I've had people criticising me because it's too heavy, and it's like, well, it's bushcraft. Bushcraft is heavy. People carry big axes and the big stew pots, what do you call them, Dutch ovens, and you're like, you know, a Dutch oven for a lot, 5 or 6 kilos. You know, bushcraft and going lightweight are not the same thing. Survival, yeah, you can go out with just a knife, but bushcraft, if you want to build something substantial, you need to take an axe with you, you need to take a big knife with you. You know, and it's a lot of the time, you know, the original kind of bushcrafters were Australia and America when they were settling out there, and they'd have a wagon with all their metalwork and stuff on. So there's fors and against, but it ain't, bushcraft ain't lightweight stuff, it just ain't. But where lightweight hiking, you need to cut the weight down, because the more weight you carry, the more fuel your body's using. So anyway, we're always going to be a difference of opinion on that, and anyone who thinks they're a bushcrafter and goes out ultra lightweight with just a knife, they're a survivalist. That's not really bushcraft, is it? So you know, there's loads of overlaps, yeah, I get it, but come on, people. In the UK, you can get fairly close to a woodland with a car, and the amount of weight you carry is kind of irrelevant. If you've got a long way to go, don't take as much kit. It ain't hard, is it? But the people are ultra critical about the amount of weight you carry, they're critical about the amount of food you carry, they're critical about what kit you carry. And as a YouTuber, I find it difficult, because I will take too much kit because there's stuff I want to try out, there's things I want to have a play with, and they're like, "Ooh, why are you taking all of that crap?" And you're like, well, I want to have a practice, I want to see what happens, what works. And I think you do need that curiosity to evolve and try new things. If you're just doing the same old stuff over and over and over, it's going to get boring, and you're going to lose your focus and lose your interest in it. So that's why I'm always carrying stuff I don't necessarily need, that probably weighs too much, but you know, I like having a play, I like designing stuff, I like making my own kit, and that's all a big part of it. So yeah, and same with those little stoves, making them, you know, all that sort of stuff really interests me. It's just getting the time to do stuff now. Getting the time to do videos it's getting to be really difficult for me at the moment, and to go out of my way to spend, you know, a good day doing a really good video, and then it only gets 100 views, or YouTube demonetize it. It does kind of irritate me, and I'll occasionally look at my feed of videos, and there'll be a couple have been demonetized, and then I'll look back an hour later and they're not anymore. So did I not get paid for them or not? I don't know. I don't know what YouTube's up to at the moment, and I think I just find it disheartening, especially a lot of my videos are butchery related, and none of them can be used, but I like to think that obviously I'm making a tick over revenue, which is peanuts, from other videos. So, you know, I don't mind showing you guys the butchery ones for free, as long as I don't start banning them, deleting them, because that will be silly. Anyway, right, I'm going to have a bimble back. Right, she's back on the wide angle lens. I know there'll be a bit of distortion in the background, but it's better having my face stuck right in yours. Also with the wide angle lens, it takes a lot of the shake out. Sean, you know, it's all like, it's just horrible. So yeah, back on the wide angle, have a little bimble in the woods, and I can carry on walking and talking. So yeah, I got myself a new Rode mic, which is short for rodent apparently. Who knew? Yeah, so having a bit of moisture in the air. So we're going to get near the road now, so it's going to be a bit of road noise. So it's a dead elder here. I'm thinking with this wet weather we've been having, it'd actually be pretty good for some Jews ear, or wood ear, or jelly ear. Yeah. So just there. So yeah, wood ear or Jew's ear. So it's not even named after Jews, as in offending the Jews. It actually comes from Judas, when Judas got his pieces of silver and stitched Jesus up, he then went and hung himself on an elder tree. So it's actually Judas's ear rather than Jew's ear, but it's just a shortening of it. Oh wow, look at these. Lovely jubbly, look at those little shappies. Look at that. What size are them? So because we've had that, all that moisture, all that rain, all of these have gone absolutely balmy. So, yeah, it's a massive one. Oh, that's one of the biggest I've seen. It's going all up here as well. Also got a little bracket kind of thing going up there. A bit more there. So when Jew's ear is dry, it kind of shrivels up, and then once it gets some moisture on it, it starts to get bigger, and then you get some nice big chappies like these. These look like they're on their way out. So, put the screen back. So yeah, really hard to mix it up with anything else. Because there's not anything else that looks like a wood ear. Also, wow, there's some huge ones here. What size are those? Oh, it's massive. I'm not going to bother picking any, because I've got some dried out at home. Yeah, so what you would do, you would pick some, you take it home and dry it out, and then it shrivels all back up again. And then when you want to use it, plop it in the boiling water, soaks up the water, all swells up again. I suppose if you picked it and it was already dried and shriveled up, it was probably going to expand quite a lot anyway. But you can dehydrate and rehydrate it. You're not going to damage it. It'll just become a little bit more crumbly. But if you, a lot of people say, oh, I don't like it, it's all slimy. If you think of it more like pasta than a mushroom, it's got the mushroomy flavour, so you put mushrooms in with pasta anyway. If you think of it more of a pasta, it's that kind of texture. It's got that kind of bite to it. Once it's cooked, it softens up a bit. You can eat it raw, but if you just had like a pigeon breast, you'd hunt it and you just caught a pigeon, there's not a lot of meat on a pigeon, so you want to bulk the meal up, stick a load of wood ear with it, or jelly ear, or Jew's ear, and it just bulks the meal up. There's not masses and masses of protein and nutrients in it, but it fills your tummy up. And it's quite a nice mushroomy flavour. A lot of people just don't dig the texture of it. So I'm just changing arms for my arms going to sleep. So yeah. Yeah, so woodland's still looking a bit dead and miserable. I just don't like this time of year. It's just, go to work in the dark, come home in the dark, go to the woods, everything's dead. It's just kind of just a depressing time of year, but we're starting to get some grass coming through now, a bit of greenery. And if I remember correctly, there was last year, there we go, look, some bluebells sprouting, but there was quite a bit, there we go. Yeah, so there's an area of bluebells here that haven't sprouted yet, but it's something like bluebells only travel about a foot a year or something. I'll have to check that out. So if you've got a woodland where there's miles and miles and miles and the whole woodland is completely full of bluebells, that's a really ancient woodland. Whereas this woodland is probably about as old as the trees. There's a shout out to Kev from Woodland Camp and Craft as well. He's been really struggling to do his chat. So he does a chat every Wednesday, bushcraft chat, wild camping chat, survival chat. So you want to know about any kit, come on there. There's plenty of people sitting there chatting away on the side. So there's a side chat, and then you've got the actual what Kev's saying. But he'll do a weekly news thing, any news in the bushcraft community, any new channels, does some shout outs. So if you want to promote your own channel, you know, get in contact with Kev, Woodland Camp and Craft. And also, if you're brave enough, you could sign in on Hangouts and come on the chat and introduce yourself and talk about your channel. Now, we're not talking about how much experience you got, because there's a really sad thing in this community where the amount of subs you got tells you how much experience you've got, which is ridiculous. You know, I'm still learning. I got into this gig like fairly late. I'm still learning, and I've got whatever subscribers. But there's people with a lot more skill in certain areas than me. You know, I'd say my good areas are firelighting and butchery and stuff like that. But there's people with more skill in certain areas because that's what they do. You know, tracking and trapping and all that. I've just not got involved in it, and hunting and things like that. I could do it, push come to shove, but I'm not brilliant. So it doesn't matter how many subscribers you've got, is my point. I'm really took a long time getting to. It's not down to how many subscribers you got, but just you know, it's about your experience. It's about, you know, if you've been doing it since you was a kid and you're good at your foraging and you know your plants and your ID and that, fantastic, you know. So but I'm sure Kev would really welcome you, because it's very difficult to do a 2-3 hour chat on your own and everyone else doesn't want to come on there with you. I've gone on his chat a couple of times. Obviously work commitments at the moment doesn't let me join in. Yeah, so I'd like to do a shout out to Woodland Camp and Craft, and so go and sub Woodland Camp and Craft, and then check out his chat on a Wednesday. So yeah, there you go, sharing the love and step away from the screens as well. Go and check him out. I can see his channel getting really big. He's probably out all this weekend with his lads. Looks like he's got wood quite near to him as well, which is brilliant. The lucky sod. Anyway, I'll catch you later, because I'm going home. I'm going to have my dinner. Light evenings, yes! Yeah, because it is currently like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. It's still light, yes!